Hey everyone, welcome. I am Jashley, your run coach, and today we're going to talk a little bit about running posture. Now, just like how it's important to have good posture when you're standing and when you're sitting, it's important to also have good posture when you're running. Our body is a kinetic chain, so whatever happens up top will influence what happens below as well. So we're going to go from head to toe, and I'll explain to you some little tips that can help better your running posture. So let's start off with the head. When you're running, you want to make sure that your head posture is upright and that you're gazing straight out in front of you into the horizon instead of looking down at the ground or towards your feet. As soon as your gaze looks down, I don't know if you just saw, but my head also started to look down with me as well. Your head does weigh a lot, so all that pressure is not great for the spine. So keeping your gaze up will keep your chin up, your head up, will help elongate the body. So next, let's head into shoulders. You might notice, whether you've run before, if you are a new runner, you'll tend to get a little bit tight up top. Your shoulders will start to creep up towards the ear as you're running. So what you want to do is exhale, let the arms go, swing them at the side, and then reset your arms so that your shoulders are at that nice even level. You'll just create a lot of tension up here as you start to shrug when you're running, and it's really not that comfortable. So if you're starting to notice them creep up, just exhale, drop them down, and you can shake them out as you're running. So we're gonna now group in torso and the hips together because they're connected, so whatever happens up top will happen in your hips. But first, let's actually get into some arms. When you're running, your arms will be straight. You don't want them crossing the body because then that will affect what happens in your torso and then what happens in your hips. So keeping the arms straight ahead, you're gonna keep a nice loose fist as you're running, and your arms will be at a 90-degree angle. And similar, if your arms start to get tired, just exhale, release them, shake them out, and then reset into this running posture. Now you might notice sprinters will have their fingers tipped straight, but for long distance runners, you're just keeping your fingers tucked in towards that fist into a light fist, not clenching, all right? So just a relaxed fist. So a nice little thing I like to say is pretend like you're holding like a little water balloon. You don't want to squeeze on too tightly, you just want to hold on to it just enough where you can feel it and it's secured in your palm. So let's get back into torso and hips. Like I said, the body is a kinetic chain, so what happens in your torso will happen to your hips. Now, the way that this sort of affects your runs also sort of incorporates the head, shoulders, and arms as well. Like I said, when your arms are crossed, your torso and your hips will sort of move. So just making sure, and a key thing that you can think of is just running nice and tall. You don't want to punch forward, that is not comfortable. You want to keep your spine erect, standing nice and tall, and that also lifts your head, and it's just way better, way more comfortable for your runs. Now, running is a lower body sport, so you might be wondering why I've been talking about upper body, but again, it's all connected, so we've got to go through head to toe. So next we're going to head into ankles and feet, so our last portion for today. Ankles, feet are important because, like I said, so running is a lower body sport. So the way that you land in your runs is very important. You don't want to run heavy-footed. You don't want to run with your knees up high. You want to land nice and soft. So here, back and forth. Just practice that at home, landing softly between your heel and your midfoot. So that is the landing point for your runs. So when you're landing heel to midfoot, you're going to roll forward on the toe, heading into that next stride. Which brings me to sort of part B of ankles and feet, your stride. When you're landing, you want to make sure that your feet sort of land right underneath you and not so far ahead. If you're running long distance, see how my feet sort of stay underneath me? If I'm running and my feet are sort of, you know, like a nice gazelle just reaching out in front of me, taking long strides, you'll tire yourself out a lot more, and it's just really not that efficient if you're doing long distance running. Same thing with the knees. The knees are low. They're not high like they would be if you're sprinting, because when your knees are high and you're sprinting, it just helps with better power, but that's really not sufficient when you're doing long distance runs. So to end off, I know it's a lot of information, but what I would suggest is just record yourself running back and forth perhaps. That way you can assess your posture and see how you feel, or perhaps have somebody assess you, whether it's me, we can do a video chat, or whether it's somebody at home. Using these tips and tricks, hopefully your posture will become a lot better and you won't feel as tight or as tired as when you're running. So make sure to send me an email if you have any questions. You'll see it at the end of this video, or comment down below. Let me know if you have any other questions or concerns. Thank you guys so much. I really hope you enjoy your runs this week. Until next time, bye.